What's up, guys? This is Jake with Casual Ecommerce, and in this video we're going to be getting into the number one thing you absolutely have to do in order to have success with your Facebook ad campaigns. Alright, so I literally just filmed this entire video and then I realized that my computer was recording with the base piece of shit computer mic and not the mic I have plugged into the computer. So now we're refilming it again. So here comes take two. So before we get into the video, if you could go down below the video and hit the notification bell, because YouTube does not seem to update people very often anymore when I make new videos, or when pretty much anyone makes videos. YouTube doesn't really update their subscribers anymore, so definitely hit the notification bell so that way you get an update whenever I make a new video. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into the content. So what we're going to be getting into today is the most important thing for succeeding when you're using Facebook ads, and what that is going to be cooking your pixel. So cooking your pixel is essentially just gathering data for your pixel. And what is data? So data is essentially interest that Facebook will gather on people that take certain actions on your website. So the most common type of data and the best type of data to have is buyer data, so customer data. So buyer data is the best. This is the type of data you want. However, this is the hardest type of data to get in the beginning. So there's also other types of data. So there's data based off people that add things to cart, and there's website traffic data, and you can also create custom conversions, like people that sign into a certain form, people that visit certain pages. There's a lot of different types of data that you can get cooked on your Facebook pixel. So essentially what you need to be doing in the beginning, your main goal as far as Facebook goes, is if you want to have profitable Facebook ad campaigns for your store within your niche moving forward for an extended period of time, what you really need to do is focus solely on getting data in the beginning. You need to focus less on sales and more on getting data, at least from Facebook. Obviously, you want to focus on sales, but in the beginning, you're going to need data in order to get those sales at a cheap enough rate to where you're making a profit. So with that being said, I know that buyer data is the most important one, but it's also not the only one that you can optimize for. So with that being said, in this video, we're going to get into 3 tactics that you can use to cook your Facebook pixels, so that way you can have more success with your Facebook ads moving forward. So the first method of cooking your Facebook pixel is going to be utilizing influencers. So influencers are on 2 platforms for the most part, and that is YouTube and Instagram. So we're not going to really get deep into what influencers are, because I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know. So with influencers, all you're really doing is you're finding somebody that's really predominant in that niche, in your niche, and you're paying them or maybe sending them a free product in order to have them shout out your product either in their video or on their Instagram. So influencers are a great way not only to test products, but also to get a lot of initial data for your pixel. Now, influencers doing influencer shoutouts are going to give you hopefully buyer data, but at the very least you're going to get traffic data from when people click over to your site, and then hopefully you'll get some add to carts and buyer data. And if you're not getting these last 2, then you may need to do something different regarding your sales page, regarding your product page, or maybe the product itself. Maybe the site doesn't look good, because with influencers you should be getting add to carts and sales as well, but at the very least you're going to be getting traffic, and traffic is still data for your Facebook pixel that's going to benefit you moving forward. So influencers are the best way to get sales up front, because you're just paying somebody for instant traffic. You don't need to cook any influencer pixels or anything like that. You essentially just pay someone money and they shout out your product. And this is the most efficient way of getting data for your pixel in the beginning of when you're first starting your store. So definitely always start out with influencers. Influencers are a good way to test products as well. And I know it's a common strategy. A lot of people start out with Facebook ads with a fresh pixel. And this isn't a bad thing. I'm actually going to show you how you should start out with Facebook ads later on in this video. Because you definitely, in my opinion, you should start out with as many different methods as possible if you're looking to get results coming in as quickly as possible. So obviously you should be employing as many different traffic methods as you can all at once, because not only is that going to give you data faster, but it's also just going to give you results faster. So with that being said, starting out fresh ads with no pixel data whatsoever optimized for purchases usually isn't going to work out as well as you'd like. That may have worked back in 2016, but that's not really going to work anymore with the competitiveness of e-commerce now and how buyers have gotten more savvy to what's going on and how the cost per conversion and stuff have been rising due to competition and things like that. So starting out with buyer conversion ads when you have literally no data whatsoever isn't really going to work out very well. So I'm going to show you the type of strategy you should start out with on Facebook until you get your buyer ads, and you can actually use this strategy even once you have your purchase conversion data. So we're going to get into that soon, but before we do, the second method is going to be using other social media platforms like Pinterest and Reddit to generate some free traffic to your store. Now this is more so going to just optimize your pixel for traffic, and I mean this can get you some add to carts and some buyers as well, but it's not going to get you as many as the influencers will. So this is kind of a secondary method. It's definitely not as good as the influencer method. However, you can do this method for free, so you can get free traffic from Pinterest and from Reddit. So traffic is traffic, and traffic equals more data for your Facebook pixel to use moving forward for ads optimized for traffic, which we're going to be getting into shortly. So start out with influencers, and then also at the same time use Pinterest and Reddit to generate free traffic, and hopefully maybe you get some add to carts and sales from this as well. So moving into the third strategy we're going to be getting into is how to actually utilize Facebook to cook your Facebook pixel. All right, so as stated earlier, if you don't really have any purchase data on your pixel, it's not really smart to optimize your ads for purchases because you're not going to be getting the best possible results. Plus, it's a lot harder to just direct link to products nowadays in 2018. So if you're going to be just direct linking to products, it usually needs to be at the end of some type of retargeting funnel, or you need to have a ton of data. If you're trying to direct link to products to cold traffic with no buyer data, the odds of that working is extremely slim. So I'm going to give you a method that you can not only use to get data, but you can also continue to use once you have data, and it's going to get you sales a lot cheaper than if you're just running purchase ads straight to cold traffic. So what you need to do is you're going to start out with either a blog post or a video. I think a video is better. So let's say you're in the cat niche and your first ad's going to be a video. So this video is not going to have your product in it. It's not going to have anything in it. This video is literally just going to be a video that your niche would like. So if you're in the cat niche, we're just going to put this here. So if you're in the cat niche, you're going to make a video, let's say, of just like cute kittens playing, something that people in that niche would like. So you're literally just going to create the video, and then you're going to have people, you're going to optimize the ad for video views. So you're not even going to have a link to your website or anything. You literally just want people to view this video, and that's it. You want to get views in for as cheap as possible. So this in itself is going to be giving some data to your Facebook pixel, because it's going to be, the people that view the video are going to be, their data is going to be collected, and you're going to be able to optimize better for video views in the future, for one. So that's one benefit, and two, this is going to give you a retargeting audience that we're going to use in stage 2 of this. So stage 1, you're just going to have a very bland video that your audience would want to watch, pure entertainment value, no products, no nothing. So the goal of this is to create an audience that we can retarget, and as I said, you're already getting data out of this. So stage 2 of this is you're going to either have another video or you're going to have a blog post. Now this one is going to be a little bit more targeted, and we're going to try and get some website traffic out of this. So the video, if sticking with the cat example, the video, if you're selling cat toys, you could say in the video, it could be a video of a couple cats playing with one of your products or using one of your products. Or the blog post could be a blog post about how, like, the best 5 cat toys of 2018 or something like that. Something that's product related, but that's not directly a sale. You still want stage 2 to be value, but the goal of stage 2 is to start getting some initial traffic data. And I mean, if you have your product there, then there's a chance that you could generate a couple sales here, but still you're not really going for many sales here at this point. So the blog post is going to get more traffic data to your website than the video will, because a lot of people are just going to watch the video and they might not click over to your website. So the blog post, people actually have to click straight over to your website. So this is going to get you more traffic data, but the videos usually get more engagement. So this is kind of a trade-off here. You can split test both. And I forgot to mention earlier, when you're doing this ad, you're going to target people that have watched 25% or more of this first video. And you can experiment with the options of 50% or 75% or maybe just the first 10 seconds, but I like doing 25% of the first video because they've engaged with a decent amount of the video, but they don't necessarily have to stay for the whole thing because people do have short attention spans in general, especially when they're scrolling through their Facebook feed. So if they've watched 25% of their video, they're probably pretty interested in what's going on. So then we retarget them with stage 2, which is either another video that has your product in it or a blog post that can either have your product in it, or it could just be a helpful blog post, like maybe 5 ways to keep your house clean of cat hair if you have a cat. So I mean, this doesn't even have to have your product in it, but it can. But this is definitely not going to be a product pitch. This is going to be more value, but it's more so geared to getting people to your site. So if you do a video, you want your product in it just so that way you can get some traffic over to your site. And if you do a blog post, you can have your product in it, or you can just have it be a pure value blog post. So what we're going to do next, and meanwhile, this whole time you're getting a lot of Facebook data. So Facebook's getting data on who's most likely to view videos, and you're getting a lot of data on your niche, who's most likely to interact with your brand and stuff like that. And especially after stage 2, you're getting a lot more traffic data. So stage 3, what you begin to do is then you start to advertise products. So you start to advertise products to anyone that's either viewed, let's say 25% of this video, or 50, you can do whichever one you want. So you can advertise products to people who have viewed a certain percentage of this video, or you can advertise products that have to people that have viewed this blog post. So you would create an audience of everyone that's visited this specific URL, and you target them with these product ads, or you'd create an audience based off of people that have viewed a certain percentage of this video, and you target them with product ads. Now at this point, hopefully via the influencer method, and maybe this method as well, you've generated about 50 to 100 sales, and if so, then you have a good amount of buyer data, so these product ads can be purchase ads. Because once you have about 50 to 100 sales, you have enough data to where you can start optimizing your product ads straight for purchases. Now, if you don't have 50 to 100 sales, maybe you only have a couple sales, you're still early in the process, then you want to optimize these product ads initially for website clicks, because you're going to be able to get clicks for a lot cheaper because you've gotten a lot of traffic via these 2 methods, and then you've already gotten some website traffic via these 2 stages of your Facebook funnel as well. So if you don't have 50 to 100 sales already from the influencer method, then you're definitely just going to want to start out with the website clicks, because at this point you should have plenty of traffic data so you can get website clicks for pretty cheap. And then at this point, you should start generating some sales, assuming that everything else is set up well. Now, this video isn't taking into account whether you have a winning product or whether your store is set up well and everything like that. But if you've done everything right, you should start to generate sales, and you're also going to be getting a lot of data. Now, obviously, this is going to depend on how good your Facebook ad targeting is in the beginning, and also whether or not you have a good product. So a lot of times you're gonna have to test out multiple products, but if you use multiple products and test out multiple products with this entire 3-step funnel here, you'll start to get a lot of buyer data, and then when you launch new products in the future, it's going to be a lot easier. So with that being said, I know that this kind of got complicated and there's a lot of writing on here. However, this is the direction that e-commerce is going in 2018. You can't really do straight up direct linking to cold traffic with no data anymore. That may have worked a few years ago, but that's not really going to work anymore. So if this seems too complicated to do, then pretty much you're going to have a lot of struggling heading your way in 2018, because this is essentially the type of stuff you're going to have to do. You have to get people warmed up to your brand. You have to cook your pixel, get a lot of data in order to be able to run purchase ads and get cheap enough conversions in order to where you can justify continuing running the ads because they're actually profiting. So this is the way that paid traffic and stuff with e-commerce is going. So definitely start utilizing this 3-step method to cook your Facebook pixel. And if you like this type of content, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe down below for more content, and hit the notification bell that looks a lot better than my drawing of it right here. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in another video.